game in there. There it is. All right. Welcome to the stream, folks. All right. And today, what I'm going to be doing is a combination of playing, but also I am going to be accepting requests. If anybody wants to see a deck built around a card or around a certain idea. So I'm going to be doing a lot of deck building today, and that'll mostly just be in between matches, but basically how it goes is you can just let me know. Basically how it goes is I want to see a deck around. Let me know. Basically how it goes. And then I want to see a deck around. Basically how it goes. And just talk about it and build it. So basically how it goes. And just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. And just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. And just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. And just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. And just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. And just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. And just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it goes. Just talk about it and we're going to focus on basically how it go Yeah, so basically, still an issue. Is there still that auxiliary noise? Still an issue. Still that auxiliary noise. Still an issue. Anyway, all right. So yeah, basically, what was I getting at? Anyway, yeah, basically, there's a weird reverb. Anyway, yeah, basically, there's a weird reverb. Yeah, basically, there's a weird reverb. Anyway, yeah, basically, there's a weird reverb. Anyway, yeah. 1 second. It's just playing by itself, though. It's just playing by itself, though. It's just playing by itself, though. Did that fix it? No, I don't think it did. Let me just, we'll just pause this temporarily and I'll do some troubleshooting and we'll come back. Alright, well, I'm just going to use this for now because I'm having some technical difficulties, so we'll see if this works. Anyway, let's see. Alright, how is it now? Is it better? Alright. Alright, we'll just try this out. So I started a game and I made kind of a weird mulligan, and I'm going first. So this hand is a little awkward. I kind of have to pass here. I just mulliganed a card because I swapped over to this screen and I realized that the timer was the timer had like 1 second on it or something like that. I think I also know what's it. I think there's also a problem here. Let me just. Can you hear me? Is everything good? Right now we're playing the constructed deck. We're just playing with the deck that I used last time. So it was the. Sounds like the sound is so light. We're just using the deck that I had built that used Army of the Apocalypse and Winged Death, and so we're experimenting with that right now. That's what our game plan is. All right. Well, you know, we'll just keep using this then. I'm not sure why. I'll just turn the game audio up after this game. All right. So we're going. It's our turn here, and I could play the Gudgeon. It's kind of weak, but it's not the end of the world. I think it's a pretty reasonable play because we get to discard this Necrovirus here, worst case scenario. So I'll just go for it. And it's pretty hard to do something to us that would be bad because the Gudgeon makes us untargetable. So most of the time, this will eat like a random burn attack or something. I mean, they could Strafing Dragon us. That would probably be the worst case scenario. But we've got Drain Essence. Let's see what we've got. That's Royal Escort. Alright, so I think it's an interesting deck. Usually when it's lots of colors and it plays Royal Escort, it's some kind of combo deck that's trying to protect its pieces. So we're just going to go ahead and discard this Necrovirus. We've got Drain Essence, which is basically good enough for that. But I think I will go for the Rain of Fire, deal 7 if I can block with the zombie token. Just because I have 2 of these in my hand and I'd like to use them. And I don't think I'm going to be able to use them for direct damage in a way that would be considered lethal. Interesting. Alright, I'm glad to start my turn here. I'm going to go ahead and get him for 2. Now, the thing that's going to be really awkward is if I go Plentiful Dead Drain Essence here, and then I get Angel of Mercy, but we're going to go for it anyway. I think it's still the right play, as long as it's not exactly Angel of Mercy. Go ahead and normally I would not overextend this much against an opponent that I didn't know that much about, but Wave Transformation is really weak against this board, so is Inheritance the Meek. So I'm just going to assume that if they have one of those, we're in a great shape. Same as Savage Uprising, I guess. So it looks to be the Drinker of Blood deck, actually. The Wolf Zombie one. Also running Plentiful Dead. Got a Final Task. Gotta draw 2 with that. Nothing really else to do there. Running something similar to us, actually. We also have Wave Transformation. We do not have Royal Escort. So I wonder if there's Resurrection or Angel of the Gate or I don't know, something. I remember too, we swapped out these Floodifiers, but it looks like I entered this deck in a while ago, so we'll just be using our old version. I've swapped out the Floodifiers for the one that deals 6 damage to a player and to a champion and the owner. They're also playing a Drinker of Blood deck. Now we're going to get completely ruined. Uh-oh. This is terrible. Yeah, what's that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18. That's a lot. Oh, they're just looking. They found Flashfire. That's what they want. Yep. This is so sad. We set up a perfect Drinker of Blood deck for our setup for us, and then the opponent just took advantage of it. Oh man, it happens, I guess. I mean, not very often, but you know. That's right. We're gonna surprise deck out this Drinker of Blood and then just Angel of Death. I think we have to draw an evil card in the next 2 draws. Well, we can find one next turn. Yeah, I think it's Angel of Death here. I can use the Plentiful Dead first to go for a drain here. I'll pass, and then I'll swing after Josiah spends their gold. Thoughtplucker. Sure. Just gonna discard this. I mean, the Flood of Fire is not really doing me many favors this matchup. Let's go ahead and we'll get him for that 5 here, and then we'll Wolfspite that while we still have the Drinker of Blood up, so that way we get the drain as well in our cycle. So our discard pile is likely going to be mulliganed here. I mean, banished. Don't need that Flood of Fire, and I think we don't want the surprise attack. We're climbing back up there. We're still in this. For some reason, if Josiah didn't have an answer here, and I'm totally expecting a board clear of some kind, like a zombie apocalypse. But if Josiah didn't have one, we'd be in great shape. In fact, we're actually very well set up against zombie apocalypse, so I hope it's that. Oh, it's Angel of Death. Alright, that's fine. We can counter with that with our wolves. Ah. Oh man. This is good. Here comes the zombie apocalypse. We just saw a zombie apocalypse in hand, so this is probably a good time to play it. Spike Trap, sure. Fine with me. Interesting is with the Necromancer Lord keeping these 2, which tells me Final Task in hand. Because why else would you keep, maybe not Final Task, maybe these are just the better 2 targets for Necromancer Lord. I don't find it to be very exciting to Necromancer Lord or Thoughtplucker, but it is very good with Final Task. I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 here. Like a slow play. I'm going to go ahead and pass and then Heinous Feast after whatever they do. Things we don't have any balance in this deck, so if I discard a champion that is actually useful for the opponent, they can still reanimate it, and it's very bad for me. Like, I'm kind of thinking about just discarding Angel of Death because I don't think I'm going to be able to use it for value. I might just need the Heinous Feast to draw 2 here. I guess I pass. And then I have Flood of Fire or Drain Essence probably. Not great, but you know, you do what you gotta do. Yeah, not very good, but I think this play has to be made. I don't know, maybe a Heinous Feast there just to prevent the Necromancer Lord, but I still feel like Necromancer Lord in my own Gudgeon or Drinker of Blood is just as strong, so I don't feel like playing this Heinous Feast here is worth it, since it's my only draw 2 in hand. Yep, there's a Necromancer Lord. Ooh, 3 Necromancer Lords. You know about the Zombie Apocalypse still, so technically a slight misplay. I wonder what the opponent's play actually is against me attacking. The right play might just be Drinker of Blood Swing. Just get in for damage. Right? Because they have to remove my Drinker. And I can clear with Flood of Fire Wolfspite next turn. Well, I'm probably going to have to Wolfspite the Necromancer Lord, so I won't have the Wolfspite. I kind of just want to group attack and see what happens, because I don't think there's a play that I would want to make if I was them. Unless, because Necromancer Lord, Zombie Apocalypse, you don't want to play any of those right now. You know what, I Wolfspite and Heinous Feast. It's not great. Good Wolfspite, Flood of Fire, but I kind of need the Flood of Fire for when there's multiple Necromancer Lords in play. That's what I'm thinking. I guess we'll go for the Drinker of Blood play. I'll just try and get some damage in here. So I'll go ahead and play Plentiful Death. Drinker of Blood's dangerous. Just go ahead and attack with 2 as a group. But I really don't think that this is a very conducive board state to my survival. I think I'm going to die shortly. Yep, can't play Zombie Apocalypse to break all. So taking 4. Okay. How about again? Okay, let's Wolfspite the Necromancer. We kind of have to, unfortunately. Let's just go ahead and get rid of our good targets, right? So we don't want them to Angel of Death on their turn with my Angel of Death. Doesn't do anything, really. And the real question is, do I Heinous Feast? Took a fine Heinous Feast, but I do kind of need the draw 2 next turn if they... Man, I get completely wrecked by a board clear of some kind. I just get so wrecked. I think I would just die if I got board cleared here. If they Necromancer Lord, Thought Plucker, then I discard the Plentiful Dead. I draw 2 Heinous Feast. So, or I guess I Flood Fire. Yeah. Alright, I think we're passing. Don't really like it, but I don't think there's a good reason for me to Heinous Feast. Kind of a weird game here. We've got a lot of tokens out and a Drinker of Blood as a kind of like a counter to the opponent's Drinker of Blood. Yeah, we're taking that. It's unbreakable, so if I block, my thing just dies for free. Because these are unbreakable on your own turn, which is why if Josiah had a break all right now, it would be absolutely devastating to me. There it is. That might be game. I'm gonna take like 16, I think. So I go down to 6. It's gonna be a lot. Maybe 8. I didn't exactly count how many were there. Yeah. All right. We're in this still, you know. Who knows? I could pull a miracle around. Let's see. Blue transformation. It's not a bad start. It's really kind of bad for me to just play wave here because this is disgusting. I'm just gonna play the Gudgeon by itself. I kind of have to. It does not look good, but basically I need to play the wave off turn. It's the only real time I can afford to play it because I can't afford to play it right now and not have an off turn play. So I think I just do this. Oh wow, no off turn play though. Okay. Alright, we're in this. Unless they have lethal. Which is also possible, like Plentiful Dead, Plentiful Dead. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I mean, let's just wave. That's good to me. I could do this massive arcane research, but I don't even know what I want. It's gonna be a big Blitz Airborne champion. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Not dead yet. Did the flash fire. It's Wither, or 2. Is this the 3rd one, I think? Oh, these Drinker of Bloods are ridiculous. I mean, again, we're still in this. I think I arcane research here and just dig a lot for the consume. We really want a 0 cost removal. Problem is, I'm really gonna have a hard time with the. Okay, what I want is like a Heinous Feast. I need 0 cost way to banish that discard pile. That's what I need. I can't play the Flash Fire because I die. It kills me. So I actually can't kill that Drinker of Blood with a Flash Fire Wither. I just lose 2 health and die. It's kind of funny. Alright, let's just dig with Arcane Research then. I don't know what we're looking for exactly, but 7 should be enough. These Feast might be able to do it. Yeah, alright. This way I don't die from the Flash Fire. Kind of an awkward way of doing it, but it works. Bit desperate. Alright, we're still alive. We're at 8. This game's ridiculous. Alright, there's Zealous Necromancer. Sure. I mean, we're really hanging him on a thread here. It's going to be Necromancer Lord bringing back Drinker Blood again, probably. I mean, I'm going to go for the block. I kind of have to here. Brave's Guard would blow me out. Yeah. Well, I think I kind of had to do that anyway. Even though I kind of knew it would probably be a trap. See, if I was Josiah, I feel like it's tough to decide whether or not to play something here, right? Because you want to press the advantage, the opponent's low on cards in hand, but also you're already so far ahead. Oh, I can't clear the board because then I die. If I killed all 3 of these, then Josiah gets 2 zombies and I lose 6. So that's not going to be a good play. Good dome for 7. Should put them at... I don't think that's the play either. I think I surprise attack and hope to draw a champion. I think I don't put that into play. It just seems bad. Alright. I think it's better to see if I can, I don't know, somehow miracle out another couple evil cards here. Well, I think we're just dead. I guess I can try and win. We'll Flame Strike this. Then I'll Rain of Fire them next turn. This causes me to not have lethal at me, but it's kind of rough. You know, I just realized actually that they can just Necromancer Lord the Drinker Blood back, so that was a mistake. Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous. I was just about to retire this deck too, but I still had another game left in the yeah, that's gonna be game. Good game, Josiah. Interesting that we just both ended up to be playing the similar decks, especially these ones where you kind of both feed each other. All right, so I'm gonna be I'm gonna continue to do some deck building here. So, does anyone have any cards or decks ideas that they would like to see built around? Otherwise, I'm just gonna pick something. Basically, so we haven't really looked that much at duels. We did a whole bunch. We kind of did a couple of sections on it. But, I mean, there's definitely some cards in here I haven't played with. I don't think I've played with Breath of Life, really, which reanimates a good champion and you get 2 humans, or gain 12 health. I haven't really played with Shock Trooper, which is like a super heavy... It's like a very large pump for human tokens, right? Or even, I mean, just the chunkier human cards. I don't know if I played with Mobilize yet. I don't think I've really played with Anguish Demon at all, which deals 3 damage each opposing champion. Airborne, let's do Airborne. Let's do it. Alright. Airborne. Now I think when you do Airborne, right, it's okay to have some cards in your deck that aren't Airborne, right? Especially if they're evasive. A big part of Airborne decks is that they can't be blocked by tokens. So that's going to be a big theme of our deck. If we're going to build an Airborne deck, then we want to recognize that our cards just can't be blocked by tokens. So I think we're just going to go ahead and put in some of the more easily splashable good cards that have Airborne, which are Avenging Angel and Angel of the Gate. Now I really like both of these cards in this deck for an important reason. Avenging Angel is just a fantastic punisher if you can get your opponent to spend their gold first. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit them with evasive champions, and they're going to want to spend their gold first, and then we'll play the Avenging Angel and have a 12-point swing. And then they need to remove the Avenging Angel on their turn. We're also going to play Angel of the Gate here because it's a good ambush champion. So your opponent clears the board, you can drop an Angel of the Gate, you get the 5 health right away, and now you're swinging for 7, so that's a 12-point swing. But even if they remove it, right, if they trade 1 for 1, you still get the 5 health. I'm going to play Watcher Gargoyle here. Alright, but otherwise we're probably going to have also some board clears that focus on the fact that we can get pass tokens. So I think what we'll do in this deck is we're actually going to play Martial Law and maybe Wave Transformation. Because if we're running Martial Law, right, you can play Martial Law on your opponent's turn, banish all of our champions. They get 4 humans, but it doesn't matter if all of our champions can just fly over those humans. We're also going to play Urgent Messengers here, even though it's not airborne, because we need something to stop really big ground champions like Rage and T-Rex. So this would be like a way for us to refill our hand, but also prevent those giant things from hitting us. And yeah. And then we need a 0 cost card for good. I might come back to that. I mean, I guess for now we can just fill in Second Wind. Not super keen on doing something like Dragonling or Rescue Griffin. I think we'll have a lot of those type of cards, and I think we want to focus on card advantage with our zeros as our deck's looking right now. So I'm also going to go over to Sage. I think Sage has some really strong evasive champions in terms of synergy with each other, right? You get things like Misguided Herald. This card's going to be great in this deck because we get 2 Airborne Champions at the price of 1. We might even play some unblockable champions, even though they're not technically airborne. They kind of fulfill the same role of pestering your opponent and forcing them to. Basically, what we want is we want ways to remove the opponent's mid-sized champions in the air, and then also just kind of ignore what they're doing on the ground, right? So I think we could even go pretty heavy into Sage here and play some of the expend effects, like a strike here. Basically what we're saying is we don't really care what you're doing on the ground. We're just going to attack you in the air. And if we can do that a couple of times, then they'll be forced to clear the board even if they're ahead. So I'm going to play Ice Strike here, and that means that we'll be heavy enough into Sage that we're going to want to get the loyalty for Ice Strike. So I think for that reason, we'll also go ahead and play Helion in this, because this card's a very good Sage card when you're behind. Basically what you do is you play it, you know, they're attacking you with 1, they have a second big champion, you take their second big champion to block their first big champion. When you're even on board, it's not very good, but since I think our deck is going to lean itself towards situations where Helion will be very good. I'm going to go ahead and put Helion in. Could play. The thing is, I'm not sure if we're going to have enough events for Memory Spirit. I do like Memory Spirit a lot in these type of decks. To kind of pester your opponent's kind. I think we'll probably end up playing some of these unblockable champions. Blue Dragon can definitely go in here, just as a Dragonling Griffin. We could. I don't know if we want more of those good 1-cost cards, right? Basically, even though we are building an airborne deck, I think it's also important to think about what the game plan is. And the game plan here is where we have a lot of evasive champions, so in order to take advantage of that, we want to kind of abuse the fact that it's difficult for our opponent to block our stuff. So we want to make it difficult for our opponent to attack, or otherwise hinder, basically punish them for having lots of stuff out, and also clear the way for our champions. So if we wanted to play something good, we'd actually probably play more control-y type cards or tempo type cards. Like this is the type of deck that could actually run like Vanishing, right? Because I mean, how are you going to block an airborne champion? You're probably going to spend a gold on it. So we could actually run Vanishing and Disappearing Act in this deck, and we can make it kind of more of an aggressive deck. I don't know if aggressive is the right word, but tempo based, right? So we're just going to slow the opponent's game plan down so that we can just win in a timely fashion. That's kind of what airborne champions are really all about. All right, so then I think for that, I do like Dragonling and Griffin. I mean, I like Griffin a lot as kind of a way to curb aggressive decks. We are going to play some bounce here, though. Probably going to be Erase. I think Erase is going to be great for us, and maybe even a Wave of Transformation. Since again, we're not really affected by the fact that the opponent has tokens. And then flush out our zeros a little bit more. I think something like Force Mage will be very good here. We don't really have very much in the way of small champion removal, so it's probably going to be important to pick up at least another one of those. Let's see, we're at 45 right now. We could probably do for at least another suite of Sage cards. Let's say, just kind of perusing. I think Soulstorm will be very good. I think we'll end up with one aerial champion pretty often. So we can Soulstorm and keep our one awesome thing and leave our opponent with, you know, a wolf token or a human token, that kind of thing. And then let's also go ahead and play maybe one more piece of removal. That costs 1. We probably have enough. For Memory Spirit here. We could run it as a one-of. I don't think I'd want to run 3 Memory Spirits because it's kind of awkward when you have multiple in hand. All right, so let's go over to our zeros here, and we'll go ahead and run maybe. We could play this new 0 ensnaring one rune. Banish target 0 or deal 4 damage target attacking champion against -8 offense this turn. Let's give that a go. I don't think I've played with that in any decks yet. Alright, so we're at 51 right now. So at this point, I think our deck is looking pretty solid. We're going to call this Airborne Tempo. And what we want to do now is see if we can find any gaps in our deck. And we can either fill that in with a splash, or we can just try and more heavily go into a color. Like we could play something in Sage. Let's see how we look in card advantage, right? We have Erase, Wave, Soulstorm, Urgent Messengers. I would say that we're actually a little lacking in terms of card draw. So, you know, we could probably play something like Ancient Chant and Thought Plucker. And that would just help us shore. We have 9 left. Yeah, just something to help us. Maybe Sonic Assault instead. We'll just go all in on the bounce. Thought Plucker. We'll just continue playing to the board here. If I can find it. Temporal Shift, that's now a Sonic Assault. Alright, and then we'll add some zeros in. And keep in mind that, you know, even though we are Airborne champion based and almost all of our champions are Airborne, it's still going to take up a little less than half a deck because we have a lot of auxiliary cards that are important to the game plan. And then we use some 0 costs, so I think we just go with Trusty Muse here. I think it'll be very nice. I think we'll have a lot of things that our opponent wants to get rid of. We don't have any discard pile banishment in this deck, but I'm actually thinking this deck will be aggressive enough that we don't care. So yeah, let's give it a go. Airborne Tempo. Deck 11. I don't even know if it actually got placed in deck 11 or... There it is. Alright. Yeah, let's just see if anybody's in the queue here. Last time we just queued right away, so I'll give it a minute, and if I don't see anyone, I'll switch back over to Quick Match. Send out the I forget what the thing is called. The Spotlight. The Epic Beacon. Yeah, I think this deck will actually do pretty good. Pretty excited. I like aggressive decks. I mean, I don't like decks that are just aggressive. I like decks that are dynamically aggressive. Oh yeah, I'm gonna quick play it. Just join both the queues here. All right. Yeah, one thing I was thinking about doing with this deck is I did think a bit about, okay, we're in a game. We're up against Ben Ron. I remember playing against Ben Ron. We played against him last time. It's like their mulligan. I know some people prefer the timed, some people prefer untimed. Depends a lot on the individual, in my opinion. Just because it's nice to not have that pressure there, and it's a bad feeling when you do lose a game because time runs out. But also, there's downsides. Me personally, I don't like it when I'm like really into a game and then my opponent just kind of leaves. And of course, that is common enough that you're going to experience it at some point. People are just going to be going back and forth, and then the reason they're in this type of game mode is because they don't know if they're going to be playing for super long, if they need to go and do something. So yeah, it's good for some people who really like to just start their turn in a couple of games. I'm sure there are some Star Wars fans there who they just open up 20 games. And let me tell you, I've seen people who do that. I could never do that. No way. I have to be watching the game. If I re-pick up the game, I have to reread everything. I have to reread, what happened, all the previous turns, and what's in my hand, my discard pile, my vanish pile. You can't just pick it right back up. Let me see if I can turn off the music noise now. It seemed like it got turned down. A little better. Let's give this deck a little test run. Oh, we're up against Epic Warlord. Great. This was exciting. I always love constructed season for Arena because people always have these deck ideas they want to test out in constructed in real time. It's the best. Alright, we're going first. We do not have a good hand. We want something like Ice Drake, Misguided Heralds. That's pretty much it, really. Not Ice Drake, Blue Dragon or Misguided Heralds is what I meant to say. Or a 0-cost card. So I think we mulligan away one Temporal Shift. I guess we leave the Avenging Angel and we'll mulligan away Vanishing. Yeah. And we'll just pass. Just because I'm planning on passing, but if my opponent decides to be greedy, I like having the Avenging Angel play here. Just because I usually have been mulliganing away my punishers, but lately it just seems like every time I give my opponent the chance, they just go for it. So we're going to see if Epic Warlord goes for it. And they do. There you go, we get to go for the punish. It's the best part. This is why we play Avenging Angel. This is on our turn. Maybe they thought it was their turn. Avenge. Apparently she's just always on time whenever she arrives. The angel that avenges. Probably reading this card. They may have thought it was their turn because they just drew 2 and played a Shadow Imp. I mean, if you haven't played against a lot of people, it might seem weird to just pass without spending your gold. A lot of the time it's the correct play. Like, it's better to just give your opponent the initiative than it is to do something like just draw 2 on your turn, and then your opponent plays especially with the deck like this that we're playing, that's very tempo based. We really want to, when our opponent spends their gold to do something, punish them in some way, or set them back, or delay. Like the Ancient Chance here, because there'll be turns where our opponent does nothing and we want to also do nothing, but better. Right, interesting. Yeah, so I think it would be better to attack the Shadow first, but it is a little riskier. If I had a removal for it, that would be better for me. The real question is, do I Temporal Shift this or not? I think I don't, so that I have a way to remove if they try to play an ambush blocker here. It's a fine temporal shift. This deck might be able to use like something like a Palace card. I guess I could play that new Airborne-like Palace card. It's a 4/5 in Evil that breaks a champion as a tribute to Airborne. Yeah, it's pretty good. Already dealt 6, gained 6. Alright, probably going to give it Self Unbreakable and Targetable. It does look like that. That's fine though, because they just bounce off each other and I gain 6. No big deal. Sure. Why not? We can't be attacked here, so honestly, Temporal Shift might be the play, so they don't draw another card for free. It's like I draw a card, they banish a card, and this returns to hand, and they don't draw a card next turn. Seems like a pretty good deal. I'm not really scared about this Angelic Protector because it can't attack me. The Avenging Angel is expended. And I guess that's the main reason. I mean, it is a little spooky because 5/9 Airborne is actually very good against my deck. Oh no! We have a lot of Airborne champions that can be stopped by 5/9. That's all I'm saying. So that should come in for 5, in my opinion, first. Yeah, I take 5 here and I go down to 35, and then you probably just want to pass to me. Right, they're just going to go for it. I could Angel the Gate here, but I think that's greedy. I'm just going to play the Wave Transformation. It's a pretty good wave here. And then on my turn I can play the Misguide, and then I have the Watchful Gargoyle to block a Wolf token when it attacks. I mean, I might as well. Memory Spirit's not bad either, because I recall Ancient Chant and draw a card. So is it Greed? I think I just played safe. They seem to have a lot of Airborne champions. It seems like everyone's also on the same strategy that we are. Oh man. We're just going to go ahead and grab back an Ancient Chant, so we draw a card. That'll bring us up to, so when the Everlease leaves your discard pile for any reason, you draw a card. So you got a cute little draw 2. It's like a Airborne T-Rex right here. Got the Fairy Squadron, right? They're both fairies, I think. Misguide's a fairy. I guess Memory Spirit's a spirit. Helion. Going to kill our... Oh, okay. So it's a little unusual. It's not necessarily obvious looking at it, but if you Helion targeting itself, it gains Blitz. You could use that to kill my Misguide and deal 2 damage to me, since it gives whatever champion it gains control of Blitz this turn. But again, not obvious. Just something that you pick up. One play I think would be kind of interesting would be to ping both of my champions and attack with the Wolf token, because now this trades with the Memory Spirit. See, the thing is, this attack, if I block with a Misguide Herald, then it's already worse than if you just activate this and deal 2 damage to the Misguide and to me. Unless you have a Rage, I guess. I mean, I could double block here. It's not the best. Honestly, I'll probably just take all of this 8. I'd rather have the 3 in the air every turn and give it up right now. Plus, we've already seen they have a lot of Airborne champions. And they have the 8/8 Blitz in hand, unless they banish that one. Yep, there it is. They're not activating it again. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and play this Angel of the Gate and go ahead and gain my 5 here. I think I mentioned this before, but whenever you have a couple of options that all seem pretty good, they all seem reasonable, generally the ones that you have multiple of in your hand are a good way to go, because now I won't have a situation where I have these 2 Angel of the Gates in my hand and I have no wave of transformation, so I'm kind of stuck with these 3 options, even though I would have 5 cards in hand. It's good to diversify. The thing is, about using this to draw a card, now they're going to take a lot of damage in the air, kind of for free. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Misguide first. We'll just see if we can bait out some kind of blocker. If they want to play an airborne blocker, they can, or they can just take 3 here. So we'll go smallest to biggest here. This is weak to Ice Drake, I guess. But it's kind of funny that we just played a Drinker of Blood deck against a Drinker of Blood deck. And now we're playing an airborne deck against what seems to be another airborne deck. Like we've seen what? Angelic Champions. We've seen Angelic Protector, Avenging Angel, Gem of the Sands. We've seen Winter Fairy in hand. And we've seen this Helion. It's the only non-airborne champion we've seen. So I guess there's a lot of those. Alright, we'll see if we can get in with these. I'm expecting something. Maybe the 5/9 comes down here. Lightning Strike, sure. One of the great things about this card is it just races so well. Dealing 7 and gaining 5 every turn, that's a big swing. Not something you can just shrug off. Okay, I didn't play this Blue Dragon here, it's too good not to play. The fact of the matter is, the Angel of the Gate just gains us 5 every turn. Playing an Army of the Apocalypse deck, interesting. Kills our Blue Dragon with that as well. It's fine. We got this Watcher Gargoyle for a reason. We can also use it to block big airborne attacks or big attacks if we want. 15's a lot here, so I'm probably going to use the Watcher Gargoyle and block the 8, I guess. Okay, playing it safe. It's good for me, I think. So in that case, I take the 7 here and I use the Watcher Gargoyle to block the Wolf token. Wow. That's why we have a race. Roaring Raging Arm is not going to be very good against our deck. Just gonna get punished back to back here. Played Army of the Apocalypse, so I guess I'll leave Champions. Alright, because we have 9 in the air now. 10, 11. Let's go ahead and swing in for 7 first. What's interesting is they could block and draw a card. If they draw a card, it becomes too small to survive, to kill the Angel of the Gate here. So if they want to block and draw a card, then they would not get to kill the Angel of the Gate, basically. Alright. Just get in for 2. And then I think we just return that to hand and pass. I could be Angel of the Gate, but I really just don't need to. Like the Ancient Chance, I'm never going to play both of them this game. I think in this case, the correct play is just to either ban Shell or Wave. The question is, do I want us both to have a Wolf token, or not? I think the answer is not. So they don't get to draw 2 here. This sets me up really well. If they want to play something, then I can Angel of the Gate on their turn. And then I have lethal with Angel of the Gate, and then Force Mage plus the Sage card is 11. So overall, I'd say that our deck's doing a very good job of what it's trying to do, which is keep the opponent off its on its back heel, and then just chip away at our opponent's health total with the random evasive attacks. You know, just random miss guys, they get in for 6, that kind of thing. Winter Fairy, okay. There's your Angel of the Gate. Now it's a bit tempting for me to just Force Mage Apprentice, to take that down and then attack for 7, but I don't think it's worth spending my gold first, then I'd have to draw 2. So I'd be kind of opening myself up just to be greedy. Whereas I think this block, you know, they draw a card here and then I just pass, is a good play. Ooh, okay. I guess they're going to double block here. It's a good play on their part. I can choose not to break the Winter Fairy if I want, but I think it's definitely worth breaking. Could play the Soulstorm here to save my Angel of the Gate. My hand's kind of threat light, so I think that's the play. I'll go ahead and choose the Angelic Protector, so the Winter Fairy will break here. And they're going to choose the champion I control, and then the rest get broken. So they'll probably choose the Angel of the Gate. Winter Fairy gets broken, they draw a card. These 2 bounce off of each other. And then I pass. Still, it worked out very well for them. I mean, I spent a card basically to remove their... I spent a gold and a card to kill their Winter Fairy. That's a very good outcome. That's what you really want to see. And if it could spend a 0 here to finish this off, like a Wither or something, then I would be behind. We're going to dig for it. They did have a Wither earlier this game. Yeah, they played Wither and they played 2 Lightning Strikes. So it definitely exists, but it looks like they don't have it. This is a big threat because even if I can't attack with it successfully, I still gain 5 every turn. Next turn, I can swing with this and actually finish it off. Supposedly, this Force Mage has been sitting in my hand for a while because I've just never found a good time to use it. But that's fine. It's good. Attacking first. Even if you had removal for the Angel Gate, you want to attack first so that way I don't react because my opponent's gold, so I don't want to act first. Even if Epic Warlord doesn't have any way to take advantage of me making a play, I don't know that, so I can't... if every single time my opponent attacked when I had my gold up and they had their gold up, if I spent my gold first, I'd get punished a lot. So over time, I will choose to not punish those plays. But at higher levels, what will happen is you'll see an opponent that plays a certain way suddenly be like, oh, I'm going to make this attack here. It doesn't make sense for them. Or you'll just get a read that they don't have an actual way to answer it or help them out. Sure, we can take 9. We're getting 5 every turn, so this is going to be vanished. I think the play here is I pass. I don't spend my golds. Because they can't vanishing it. If I just start my turn. Pretty sure that's the play. Because they really want a vanishing there. Now they just have to take 7. Or like Helion or something desperate. That's good to me. Just go ahead and take down that Juggernaut here. It's unusual that I would just choose not to spend my gold when I have a good way to do it, but I think there just did not have the vanishing happen. I just don't care about the cards in hand very much in this game. It's more about board presence. Alright, that's going to take down. Okay. Yeah, see, if Helion target itself here, I could definitely remove the Force Mage Apprentice and deal 2 damage to me. That would be a very strong play. Vanishing and Arcane Research. We don't have any discard pile banishment. That's a potential weakness of this deck right now. Second, I'm guessing. Just because this card gives you some sustain when you're at 9, you don't usually want to be at 9 anymore. You want to not be at 9. This card would bring you to go up to 14, which is much safer. You draw a card to replace it. Could banish my discard pile. I'm not really doing anything with it. I have played Memory Spirit this game, so I can potentially do things with my discard pile that haven't been seen yet. Comes Banishment. I guess they really, really want to get rid of this Angel of the Gate here. I could return this Helion to hand, but I actually want to let them zap the Force Mage and me and then attack for 5. Take the 5 and then see what they do. They're probably going to use the Banishment on the Angel of the Gate, which means I can wave Transformation and then play the Muse. So I'm guessing they're going to Helion, shoot the Force Mage, shoot me, attack for 5. I take 5. Then they play Banishment, Banishment, Angel of the Gate. Then they pass to me, so then I can wave Transformation both their things by themselves after they spend resources on both of my cards. Yep, they didn't even attack first. So now I get to gain 5 health for free. Muse is always especially effective alongside other annoying champions that your opponent wants to remove. Like the fact that my opponent is having to spend so many resources just getting rid of one cost champion means that they're really struggling to deal with these. I'm not going to attack with this because even though I normally would, we want to have so many airborne champions. It's just risky. Not worth it. This card existing just makes my opponent's life very difficult. They have to get rid of it at some point. So no freebies, basically. Alright. It's looking quite good for us. One thing about Sage Good is sometimes it can struggle to close out a game, especially against an opponent like this that just has the occasional bit of health gain, right? Like they've gained 10 off of second wins. So far we've done 31 minus mulligans damage to them. Really been liking these weird board wipes with the Airborne Champions. Just we waved them, and then those 2 wolf tokens they got were irrelevant. They were forced to wave us because we had 2 Airborne Champions. Which is not the case if you have Khan or T-Rex out. They just block it, right? Draw 2 or something. Interesting. They're going to come in for the attack. Well, we'll go for the trade here. Have to oblige. Oh, so we have so many. So they're at so little health. If they just play a champion here, I'll probably make 5 humans. So that's potentially just 5 damage. Vanishing. No. Rampaging Worm. Interesting. Well, we're going to make 5 humans. We'll block with 1. We go for the make 2, draw 2, but I have plenty of cards in hand, and this is really more about putting pressure on my opponent's health total. Alright, well, we're going to return that to hand and discard a card. Discarding an Ancient Chant. It's kind of rude on our part. But we did have probably the perfect answer to that situation. It was Despairing Act or Hasty Retreat or Sport Beast. Those were the only things that we could do. So it was lucky on our part to have the answer there. And they've probably been sitting on Lash for a long time because they played the Rampaging Worm out earlier and just swung. So I wonder if they've just had the Lash that entire time since the first time they played it. And they didn't have a good answer against bounce or direct targeting. They just had a good answer against an ambush blocker. Swing in 5 and then pass. That would be lethal next turn. If we block the Rampaging Worm, then we have Crystal Golem. Alright, they're going to go for it. It's fine. The Avenging Angel will come in and probably win us the game here. Since it'll be blitzing for 6 in the air. See if we've got it. I gotta draw 2 Crystal Golem here and try and find an answer. Oh, Hasty Retreat. They've got one. Alright. Sure. Let's go ahead and mulligan away. We have, let's do 1 Ancient Chant so we draw an extra card. And we can just do any old event. Leave the 1 for Rampaging Worm. If they want to attack here, I think we just take the 7. Sorry to kill all of our stuff and draw a card. It's not bad. Alright, we can actually probably win here. Right, we've got I guess we don't win if they have... I'll just play it safe and make the 5 human tokens again.
Alright, just come in one at a time here. Try to get the maximum damage dealt. Could do a group of 4, but honestly, we only really need to deal 4 damage to win because we have a deal 2 with the Helion. And if they spend their gold first, greedily, like they are about to take lethal or they're worried about taking lethal and they spend their gold to deal with this, we've got Avenging Angel on the wings here. Going for that last one. We've got 2 damage exactly, so we need to get them to 2, or to kill them with the Helion. All right. I guess we can just show them here. Helion can target itself, gains blitz, does damage to a target. Anyway, good game, Epic Warlord. That was a great game. Good luck. Unfortunately, I have these moves against Ben Ron, but I'm going to be calling it here. So, those are some good games, and I'll be back on Wednesday. In the meantime, have some good games yourself. Alright, take it easy, everyone. Yeah, good game. That was a great game. It's kind of funny. I feel like I keep playing against people that have similar decks. Because we just played against that. We just played against that Drinker of Blood deck, and I was also playing a Drinker of Blood deck. Anyway, I'm going to be calling it, but have a good one. I'll be back on Wednesday.